Hey, you're watching Jermaine Morgan TV, and I'm Jermaine Morgan. I'm going to show you my lick of the week. This is week 2, so stay tuned. Lick today is going to be a pretty simple lick. It's built off a diminished chord. And if you don't know what that means, trust me, it's going to be really, really simple when you hear it. I'm not going to go into too much of the technicalities of what a diminished chord is, but I'll give you the basics and show you how we're building this lick and show you where you can play it, how you can use it, that type of thing. So again, I'll play it in context as you heard me playing it earlier. We're in the key of A today. So as you can hear right off, we're dealing with like a dominant type sound. Again, this is a dominant type sound. Now when we get ready to do this diminished lick, the way I'm doing it, I'm going up to the minor third. Okay, so instead of playing a regular major third, because I'm in a more dominant minor type sound, I'm going up to the minor third. So 1, 2, 3. You know, the regular third will be, but I'm playing a minor third. So that minor third will be that C in the key of A. Okay, and so now I go up to this minor third and I build off of this diminished chord. Now when you listen to diminished, or you want to know what diminished sounds like, for you who may not have heard of the diminished chord, this is the diminished sound. And you can just kind of keep that going. I'm pretty sure most of you have heard that sound at one point or another. But anyway, we're building off that diminished chord, and the diminished chord is basically, so it'll be a C diminished. So I'm starting with the octave C, and then I'm dropping my ring finger down on the next note, which would be that F sharp. Then the next note would be that A. And then I grab that F sharp again. And then my last note that I land on is the octave low C. So again, the lick would be, and that's all it is. So again, then I land on, home key, which is that A. Now I can play that in more than one position. I can play it here, where I'm grabbing that octave C, or because I'm in the key of A, or I'm on the top string of this 4-string bass, I can grab that C here. It's just a different position. It's the same fingering for the most part. And I can grab that A with my pinky. So it's probably more ideal to play it here. But it's totally up to you. It doesn't matter if you play it here or if you play it here. Now, one thing I do want you to notice is the tone of where you play this lick at. If you want a more meatier tone when you play the lick and have a little bit more low end in the lick when you play it, I'd advise that you play it on the lower strings, kind of up the neck here where we're playing it in this C position. Now listen to the difference in the tonality of where I play it. Notice how it's a more rounded off, kind of beefier sound versus when I play it on the higher strings. Now I'm not changing position of my right hand or anything like that. I'm not changing anything as far as my right hand is concerned. All I'm doing is moving where I'm playing on the string. So keep that in mind when you're playing certain licks. They might come across different on higher strings than they will on the lower strings. If that's something that matters to you, you definitely want to keep that in mind, because you're going to get a more darker, richer sound when you're playing on the lower strings, when you're playing certain licks, than you would when you're playing on the higher strings. You get a more of a open kind of it sounds like you're closer to the where I'm playing with the position of my hands. You're closer to the back pickup sound. If you want that real back pickup sound, I advise you play it back there, because that's going to give you a completely different tone. But that's the whole lick. Now, that's not the only place you can play that lick. You can play it in any key. I'm doing it in the key of A. Now, if I wanted to play this in the key of D, I could play the same lick. Only thing is, the minor third for D would be F now. We'll build off the minor third of that F diminished. So we'll build it right there off the F diminished now. Now the only thing that is different from when we were playing it in the key of A, I had the option to grab that C, which was the same octave that we were playing. It's the same thing. But now that I'm in the key of D, if I want to grab that F on this end, it's going to be a lower register. And it's right there on the neck, so it might be a little more difficult to play, but you can still play it there. But you just have some open strings in the mix. Okay? You have an open D in that lick. Okay? So just be mindful of that when you play the lick in a different position and you're in, like, on the second string, so to speak. So that's basically the whole lick. You can take that and you can use it over a dominant type groove. And I use that in a place where I know I have the space and that chord is not clashing with anything that's being played there. So if we're in the key of A and we're just playing a simple groove over that A dominant, I can get away with that line. And notice that that line is over that chord. I'll go over that chord. So that's just a few places that you can kind of use that particular line. And you can use other things, and the biggest thing is to experiment with it, because I can't really tell you every place in your own music that you're going to use that line. It's good to experiment over and see if it works over the chords that you're playing and the type of music that you play. So that's it for the day. That's pretty much the whole lick. So find ways to use this lick in your playing. Find ways to incorporate it. We've broken it down. You see how I'm using it in the particular sense that I'm using it in. So hopefully you can find some place to use it in what you do. So for more stuff, man, head on over to JermaineMorgan.net. I got plenty of bass lessons over there, as well as merchandise that you may need to pick up. I appreciate you guys watching. I will be back on next week. Thank you. I'm out.